Hi everyone, it's Natasha, and I'm creating some embellishments for the toilet paper mini that I started the other day. I thought I would pull out some of my punches and then make some of these tiny little library pockets out of the designer paper from the Glitz Designs. This petal card, which will be folded and glued. I've already made one out of the pattern paper, and because it's single-sided, I've also added a little piece of another pattern paper, and then with another punch I've made these cute little tiny tags that go inside, even with little 1/8 eyelets also in them. So, and those will be used. I've also pulled out some other embellishments from Wild Ricket Crafts, like these tiny pre-tied 1/4-inch satin bows. Because really, I don't have the time to tie them, and someone has already done the wonderful job for me, so I can utilize that. I've also punched out this little file folder in the pink Textura paper. So I'm going to show you how I put together one of these. Let me just glue this one together, and then we'll do one from start to finish. And I'm just using Quick Dry, and I'm edging everything in Gathered Twig Distress ink, because I think it goes nicely with the shades of the vintagey paper. And this is the Pretty in Pink Glitz design, which I showed initially. It's this paper. Sorry about the glare. If I turn the light off entirely, I'm not going to be able to see, even though you'll be able to see. So, and I do have a little slider piece that I got put in after I glued, just to make sure that there's no pockets of glue that have oozed out, so I could still have this be a useful little tag holder. So I have that one. So let me show you what I've done. So I have this McGill punch, which is, I think it's called Mini Library Pocket, and I believe these are no longer being produced by McGill, or at least this particular design, the push button kind. I think they've switched everything over to the lever. It does look like a t-shirt. You're absolutely correct, Joe. It looks like a t-shirt with a little snip triangle here. It will look like a dress. Hi, Jeanette. So that's what it looks like on the inside. So I've just punched out 2 of them in the brown coordinating paper from the stack, and I thought it'd be cute to have the pink basil tag inside. So here's my little trick. Because there's a lot of scoring to be done to fold and glue this particular die, I don't want to pull out my scoring tool. I'm going to be lazy, but I'm going to be practical. So I've grabbed my little triangle, which is my little cheat tool, and I'm going to line up at the crease lines, or where the edges are. I'm just going to fold. That's all it takes. It's the easiest way to put something like this together, especially if you have many of them to do. You just line them up to make sure that they're straight and even, rather than try to do it by folding against your desk. And small items like that are just great. So you just fold, and you can even use the triangle as your scoring tool, or as your bone folder. So then all I have to do is fold it all up and score. So you see? But because it's a single-sided paper, the interior of the punch, it's all white. I'm using little remnants of paper that I have left over. Like, I think I'm going to use this particular design, which is the cover, to line the interior. And the way I do that is I take the punch with this little piece of paper. I take the punch, and it's this portion of the flap that I need reproduced. So I'm just going to slide it in, line it up to make sure I'm at the top. There you go. And just punch myself a little piece, which I'm going to glue. And I'm going to retain this because I can do 2 more out of that piece. So that's another little trick. So because this is just paper, not really heavy cardstock, you can get away with you adding another layer. So once it's glued up, that's what it's going to look like. But I am going to edge everything first. Waste not, want not exactly. So I'm just going to take my gathered twig and distress ink and just edge to take off that harsh white core, which I'm not a big fan of. Plus it makes it look like the edges have been worn a little. And then I've already edged all of this. You can see you don't see the white core of the paper because I've already edged all of that. And now I'm going to layer this. I'm just using Scotch Quick Dry, which I am nearly at the end of. I think I'm going to have to use my next 50% off coupon at one of my local big box craft stores. And then I'm going to line it up. And once this dries, I will go over the edge one more time just to make sure I picked up any shadowing areas. And I do want to run a little bit of paper towel on it because I don't want any extra glue. The Quick Dry has wonderful properties of being quick, while it's still wet, being the Quick Dry where it sets instantly. But if you have extra glue that is oozed out and it dries, that portion of the paper will become tacky. So I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to, that's why I always try to remove any extra glue that I might have left over. I'm going to do one more little pass with my fingertip dauber and then glue this down. Trying not to add too much glue because once you press down it's going to extrude any extra, and you want this to be an operational pocket, so you don't want extra glue. And then I'm going to squeeze. Yeah, see, I did get a little bit of glue out. Do the same thing down that side. And then I have a little piece of leftover cardboard that I'm just going to stick inside just to make sure there's no residual glue on the inside. So that should be all set. So now that this is a little bit drier, I'm going to re-wet my dauber top just a little bit more and then go over the edges here again. It's kind of reinforcing it's like some of the crease lines could make the paper crack a little and expose some of the white. And then if you go over it with your Distress Inky edge. So there's a cute little mini library pocket. And now I could pop that little tag inside. But I'm not quite done with the tag. I am going to, since I've already edged it, I am going to add a little eyelet, and I'm using these Making Memories brown 1/8 inch. And I'm making all these little embellishments for the toilet paper mini that I'm working on, that I started a couple of videos ago on Ustream. So this is the front cover, and it's a toilet paper roll that's been covered in the Glitz Designs Pretty in Pink paper. Actually, this page is from another Glitz paper collection, and that's Afternoon Muse. The Music Note, this Damask one, and I think one more. But the rest are from the Pretty in Pink. So I have the rest of the pages right here. And they all have tags in them. And the tags all have a little peekaboo cutout. It's actually 2 tags. One has had a mover and shaper cut out of it in various different designs. So this one has a keyhole. This one has a 3D butterfly. Which is embedded. Oh, I think I might have gotten, no, just stuck. 3D butterfly. This one has a crown. and the covers tags, and there's two are on my desk. It's the mini dress form with the cover paper and the little wooden spool. I am going to distress those, but that'll be the next thing. I thought I would just work on some of these little embellishments. That way if I have a whole bunch of them already created, then it's just a matter of compiling in them and placing them to see where they look best. So I have this little 1/8 inch eyelet in the brown for making memories. I'm going to punch my little hole and grab my Crop-A-Dile, which is under my desk. And again, I have the cheat sheet for the Crop-A-Dile setting, which was done by Dawn Dalrymple, who was Commentary 10, Tubudon, and Artsy Mouse on YouTube. I'm not sure what channel name she is under now, but she had created this cheat sheet for me, so I'm going to scan this in and make this available on my blog, because I think it's only fair to share a fabulous reference tool like this. It gives you the setting tiles for the Crop-A-Dile and for the Big Bite, and for the 1/8 inch petite eyelets, which is what I'm using in the brown, I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile in its setting C4. Okay, so I'm using the smaller hole. I have it set at 1/4 inch. I'm going to turn it around. Yeah, I'll definitely make that available on my blog as a image you could save. And I'm just going to place in. And to set the eyelet, I'm going to take the what I call the nipple part of the Crop-A-Dile and put that into the finishing top part. Squeeze down, and then I'm not going to squeeze too hard. I'm going to go slowly. I'm going to go as slowly as I can, trying to keep it level. See? Rather squeeze twice than once too much, because I don't want the back of the eyelet splitting. That's the back of the eyelet. I think I could squeeze it just a little more. Again, I'm placing it onto the tab part and squeezing. I don't want to squeeze too much because I don't want to misshapen the eyelet, and it's very easy to do. You don't realize the strength and the pressure you have. This tool is designed very well, so it does squeeze really strong. So that's all set. I can put that away. And if you don't have a case for your Crop-A-Dile, I would highly recommend it, because I keep my most often used eyelets in it so that I don't have to look at two different places. Again, because I was looking for a brown one, I really did need to check my stash of little 1/8 inch ones. So that's all set. So now I have a tiny library pocket out of the brown designer paper. The cases are available in multiple retailers. I think HSN has had it. All you have to do is just Google the Crop-A-Dile case, and they go for, I think, $7 or less. I've seen them relatively inexpensively. So now we have a little library pocket, mini library pocket, and a little tag for it. So I have 2 of these now made. And now I can go back to the petal card. Now the petal card, when I punched it out, did not create a clean cut. So I'm definitely going to need to take a little TLC to that punched. And I know that the McGill punches, those button punches, have been discontinued. They don't produce that particular design anymore. And though, yes, the cases for the Crop-A-Dile come in various colors. I just happen to have the pink one because, and actually the whole case in the Crop-A-Dile is from Dawn. She sent that to me. I've seen blue ones. I've seen green ones. I'm not sure. I think that you mentioned there's yellow ones. So I'm just edging where the punch tore up a little bit of the paper, but it's okay because this is whole very kind of vintagey, distressed look. So mistakes are much easier to incorporate, or little flubs are much easier to incorporate into your overall work when it is a distress kind of image. As a matter of fact, see how I have a little space in between these two pieces of paper? That's on purpose. I didn't want to double up where the crease is, but now the crease is stark white. All I'm going to do is I'm going to fold back the envelope flap and then edge that on both sides. And you see where it's not being covered up? That's where there's a residue of glue. That's what will happen. But that's okay. I'm willing to live with that. It just won't be a stark white, as you could see. And maybe a little bit of these interior flaps, just a little bit. So now when I put this all together, and actually I think I like the variation this way, it does look like it's worn and you don't see too much white. And all I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to glue this down rather than leave this open. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, and a little bit of glue here, and hold it down. And use my little cardstock to make sure nothing's glued on the inside. And again, this particular envelope also fits this little tag size. So I'll make a couple more tags in various solid colors, coordinating colors, to have them on hand. And then once I do several more and I bind the mini, I will just kind of pick out which embellishment I want on which page. And I'm just adding a little bit of distress on the outside edge. So now we have a petal card. Actually, even these I think fit into the, yep. So even these little mini file folders fit into these. So they're nicely coordinated where if you want to, you could just do that instead of a tag, something different to be poking out. So I have three, let me just pull these all out. So we have a little collection. So I have 3 tags, brown and 2 pink. I think we're going to grab a couple more pink colors because I have another brown to make. And I have 3 so far, and I love that I've matched up which double-sided paper I want, or faux double-sided paper I want it to appear as though these are double-sided. And again, it takes a tiny little bit. I think it's a little more than like maybe 3/8 of an inch piece of paper. Strip, literally strip, and it looks just a little bit more finished. Hi Lucinda. So I have 3 little library pockets. I have one of these, and I have a petal card I'm going to put together, and these are just a few little embellishments that I've grabbed to play with, which is a wooden bird covered in flower fabric, some little bows. I'll have those off to the side, but let me do another one of these. So you see that the back is just plain white, and again, for many of you this is all a repeat. Using my triangle to fold so I don't have to pull out my scoreboards for something this small, and it's just paper, it's not cardstock, so the cracking's to a minimum, and it's quick, painless. So I do that, the folding, then I dry fit it to see if everything's lined up. See, I could do a little smaller fold here so I don't have any white showing, or not as much white showing. use the same little tool to fold it down. I'll show you the punches that I used in a sec. So the mini library pocket is this punch. It's from McGill. It's called Mini Library Pocket. I don't believe they're available in this push button anymore. That's a lever type now. The pedal card is also McGill punch. There's no sticker. I think it's just called pedal card. Just looks like that. The center is 1 5/16 square. And then the little tags are from this tags, multi-tags diagonal, also McGill push button. Wonderful way to use up scraps. The mini file folder or pocket folder is right here. Okay, Joe will be right here. And that's 1 7/8 by 1 3/16. And the other one that I have not used yet, which I will, is this little the postage stamp one. And this one is 15/16, so it's just shy of 1 inch. So I could do, I think this might be too small, a piece of paper, yep. Just a little too small, but definitely you could use up little scrap pieces. Here I have a couple of little scraps left. That might be too small for anything else. But if I find a nice image, like there's an image of a little girl there sitting on a log, and I punch these upside down so I could see if I'm centering an image. And then the image slides out of another little pocket. So there I got a little girl punched out. And I can add that as an embellishment to the front of one of these mini pockets, or to the file folder, or to cover this up. Actually, I think I like it there. So let me edge that, and I will add it to there. Add it to that one. Maybe on a little dimensional, so it gives it a little bit of, little more depth. Just that tiny little finishing piece. You know, sometimes you just need to add a little something something. This could be the little something something. Okay, I think I want to use a little bit of this 1/8 inch tape. And I know I'm going to need to cut it down because it's not quite, it's a little too long. And I'll just pop the rest of it right back on it. Okay, so I thought it might be kind of nice to just concentrate on some of the embellishments for today's stream, or for right now. That way I have the embellishments all ready to go. See, it's just ever so slightly raised, just by 1/8 of an inch. But it's a cute little embellishment. It's no different than any embellishments I would have been in, you know, coordinating for the paper collection. And they may very well have embellishments similar to this. I actually don't know the extent of all of the various things that are available for this particular Pretty in Pink. But I think I'm going to add another one of these. And I might have to drop off shortly because I need to give medication to my mom's dog, who's on heart meds. And we have a very specific time frame when he has to get them. So, and I will try to be on later. If I'm not able to, if you don't see me, please don't stick around. I don't want anyone to just sit waiting for me. If I'm on, I will post, I hear him in his crate, that's why I said that. I will post on Facebook and Twitter if I'm going to be back on. But I think at this point I'm going to just finish this one more, and then I'm going to call it for this particular TP installment. So a few different little embellishments, and these are just the right proportion for the toilet paper mini because they don't overpower. They fit nicely with all sorts of things that you could tuck around them. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He really wants to get out. And the reason I left him in the crate is because the chickens moved to a new home today, and not to the oven. Thank you very much. I will try to get some video of them as well. And it's a see-through container now, and they've become extremely popular with the rest of the animals in the house because they're in the kitchen for now. They have a few more weeks before they can be out in the coop outside, even though it's gorgeous now. So again, I'm sliding in a little piece of cardboard to make sure that I don't have extra glue in there. So that's pretty simple. So now we have a bunch of little embellishments we can use for the inside of the toilet paper mini, and I'm going to end my recording now. If I am able to stream later on, I will definitely post a message on Facebook and Twitter. And for those of you who've kept me company, thank you so much. I had a lovely time chatting, and thank you for your feedback. And, you know, as always, if anyone has any questions, you can always leave me a comment because I will be pasting this video up on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you for keeping me company. I will try to be on later, but first I gotta go medicate a dog. Thanks.